Make sure everyone's muted. Awesome. Okay. I hope you guys are as excited as I am. I've been hoping to do this for a while now, and I'm so excited to put it into motion. Sorry if there's an echo. We're still moving in, so first time using my office, which is so exciting. But so I wanted to start out. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Mariah Newsome. I'm a double diamond with the company. I've been with It Works for 10 months now. And I mainly work my business on Facebook, but this month I've started branching out into Instagram, which has been super exciting to bring some new twists to my business. So my tips will circle around Facebook. So I've got 4 things for you guys. The first and most important thing I think when it comes to signing loyal customers is building trust. Your first month, a lot of people come in with a lot of fire and momentum and get a lot of enrollments out the gate. And then everything slacks off in month 2. And I think this is because you join with a warm market. You have friends, you have family, you have neighbors that are like, yay, I'm gonna help you. But when you hit month 2, you've already used those resources. So now it's so important to turn your cold market into a warm market as well. So the best ways to do that, I would say, is going live, which I know can be scary, but guys, saying you won't go live is saying you don't want to comment in your paycheck. Go live. Just like those of you who don't know me, sitting on this Zoom afterwards, you're going to think you know me because we are talking. You can hear the way I talk. You can hear the way I mess up my words and stutter and when I say silly things. And when we go live, we're showing our audience the same thing. So that's building their trust. So then they're going to trust your review of a product. They're going to trust what you have to say. Another thing is make sure we are genuinely interacting. When you're going through Facebook, you need to be interacting intentionally on your people's posts. Guys, one of the best forms of follow-ups is just interacting on their page. Remind them that you're there and that you are genuinely invested in their life. When you comment on people's posts, make sure it is intentional and based off of what they already are saying in their caption. Ask questions and be genuine. Another thing is to make sure you're writing your own posts and getting your own results. I cannot speak enough how important it is to be the product of the products. Guys, your mom may buy from you because she's your mom and's raised you your whole life. But Sally Q down the road doesn't know you. So when you can say, oh, our coffee is awesome, Sally's like, all right, cool. But if you can be like, dude, look, this is how much weight I've lost personally with the coffee. I absolutely love it. Now you have trust and you have credibility. So there's that. The next tip I have is to be consistent with posting and follow-ups. Guys, inconsistency is you planting someone else's seeds. You already put the thing in their ear. You already gave them the idea. If they're going to buy, they're going to buy. But if you are inconsistent in your posts, if you are inconsistent in your follow-ups, they will buy from someone else. So you just planted seed for someone else's garden. Come on. You should every day be consistent with your post. Pick what products speak to you, what you believe in, and then pound those hard. Speak about those a ton. And then for follow-ups, I have 3 categories. I put people into either hot, warm, or cold. So my hot follow-ups, these are the people that are like, I want it, or I'm going to buy on Friday. So hot means every dang day we are following up, every day. And if they want to order on Friday, I message them Friday and Saturday and Sunday, and then now they're on my hot list because these people, they want to buy, and we want them to buy. And I promise you, if you consistently follow up every day, most likely they're either going to buy or they're going to give you another day. But there's going to be some kind of interaction eventually because they're hot and they want it. Next is the warm. These are the people who are interacting with you in a conversation. Maybe not like hot, maybe like not like I'm gonna buy now. So those are the people that make sure you guys are muting yourselves because I have squirrel brain, I can't keep up. But our warm list, these are the people that are at least not leaving us on red. So we're not gonna hit them hard because we don't want to overwhelm them and scare them away. So this is like a every other every week kind of follow-up. Then you have your cold list, which is those people that commented on host to post, you message, and then they never get back to you. We don't want to forget about those people because they're still our potentials. So those are our colds that we follow up every single month. Guys, you have to make sure you're consistent with your follow-ups because, like I said, you don't want to be planting seeds for someone else's garden. I can't emphasize that enough. Make sure everyone's muted. All right, make sure you guys are muting yourself, please, because I can't keep up. My third tip is don't be afraid of the upsell. I wish I would have learned the concept of upsells earlier in my business. I probably would be way past double by now, but it's not that scary. Like, you're not going to lose the sale by offering them more and better options. My biggest takeaway from conference was stepping out of the broke mindset. If you are approaching your potentials with the idea of, I couldn't afford this, so they can't afford this, then they are going to think they can't afford this. But if before you talk to someone, I'm not even kidding, I started this when I went diamond and I've been doing it since, is I literally will pray before I send the cost that God just blesses their wallet. Like, when you let go of the idea that this is expensive, because it may be expensive, but the results are way more valuable. Yeah. So you have to let go that it's too expensive, that they can't afford it, and step into the place of, dude, I'm about to change your life. I'm going to change your health. Like, I'm making a difference for you. And don't be scared to offer a secondary product. Guys, 30 BV is a good order compared to none, but why get a 30 BV order when you could get a 60, 90, 120? I've seen 310 BV orders on my team because we are constantly pushing the upsell. Every product in our company has a sister product. It has 1, 2, 3 products that is going to give you better results. So when you are too scared to offer the upsell, you are robbing them of the potential for greater results. So make sure we are offering. I'm going to share in the chat one of my biggest upsell scripts I use. I'll read it real quick. This one is specifically for when they want the keto coffee, but I just substitute the meat of it for whatever product I want. But it's just, I also want to mention your order qualifies for a special promotion. We can add on our chocolate detox for just $33. Then I put in some facts about the product. And then I continue with, you mix them straight in with your coffee for a yummy chocolate mocha. Would you like to claim your special discount? When people think they are getting something special, when you are doing something just for them, even though tomorrow they could log on and get this deal, they think they're special. They think they just won something, they qualified for something, and everyone loves to feel special. You would be amazed when you are offering it in a way that makes you feel like you are doing something for them, how quick people are like, dude, yes, I want this. And you can do that with any product. You just substitute, use that as like a skeleton script and substitute in there. Guys, it is gold. And then my last tip for you guys is to make sure your mind is in the right place. Everything in this business, from customers, distributors, promotions, whatever it may be, all revolves around your brain. Your leaders can hold your hand and give you everything you need, but you will not succeed if your mind's not in the right place. You guys, you can make excuses or you can make money, but you can't do both. So decide today that you are going to mass enroll loyal customers, that the people that you sign are going to be massive orders. And tell yourself this every day, every morning. And you may not believe it, and it may not be true today, but tell yourself, okay, tomorrow I'm going to be a mass enroller. And it may not be true tomorrow, but then tomorrow tell yourself, tomorrow I'm going to be a mass enroller. You're going to wake up a week, a month, a year from now, and you're going to be an incredible enroller. You're not only going to be a mass enroller, you're going to be enrolling mass enrollers, because that is what you are training your brain to believe you are, and you attract what you put out there. So that is my last tip for you guys, and we are going to hand it over to Laiken. You should be able to unmute yourself, I think. There we go.
Okay, before I start, sometimes my Wi-Fi is weird. So before I even jump in, is it okay? Is my connection okay? Yes. Okay, good. Just making sure because I hate to talk and then I'm like cutting in and out. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Laiken. I have been in the business 2 years. May 10th, 2017 is when I joined. So I'm just going to kind of like briefly talk about my story. I won't go into all the details, but I joined this business as a 21-year-old mom, brand new mom, gained 70 pounds during my pregnancy. I had never used a product. I could never afford them. I told my enroller that it was like the biggest joke ever. So it's funny that here I am as a triple diamond. So I went diamond in 3 months, and between going diamond in 3 months, I earned a $10,000 bonus. I did not maintain my rank for 8 months after. Okay. And for that, a lot of people would have quit. A lot of people would have just kind of given up or, seen it hard to regain rank, but I was just going through a lot and I knew that it was possible. So I went to conference changes lives, and I maintained for a full year, literally maintained a full year after conference. So fast forward to conference this year, I went double at conference. I was like, I'm sick and tired of being a diamond. I want to make more money. And 2 weeks before that, I found out I was pregnant again. So I'm 23, I have a 2-year-old. I'm due in September with another baby girl. So that right there, that pregnancy was like our push to making more. So we went double in January, triple in March, and we're pushing for press. You can see my little chart over here. And so a lot can change in 4 months. You just have to literally make up your mind. Like you have to make up your mind and just say, okay, I'm tired of being where I'm at. I'm going to just do this. There were months where I did not enroll like a single customer, which is so crazy. I just did the bare minimum to maintain. There were months where I tried to sign, 10 customers, which is still so low for me because coming out of the gates hot, I'd always signed at least 20 plus. Okay. So that just shows you right there. It's up to you. Like you can be whatever you want to be in this business, but you have to make the decision and you have to actually do the work for it. So I just kind of had a mindset shift at conference. Well, when we found out we were pregnant, I was like, you know what? I know that we can do more and I know I can do more. So now I keep like I guess you would call them statistics, my stats on my board right here. So every time I walk into my office from December to now, every time I get paid, I write down my paycheck. I write down how many loyals I signed from the month before. I write down how many distributors I signed the month before. And it's just so crazy, like to see the increase. There was a $13,000 increase from December to April in pay. What the heck? Like that's so insane. And it's just literally the decision that was made. So I guess you just want me to just dive all in, or I didn't know if you wanted to ask questions or just go for it.
I'm going to let you kind of run with it. Just share with us.
Okay, that's fine.
Whether you work your business on Facebook or Instagram, and then just bring the boom, girl.
Yeah, okay. I have it all written down. I was just making sure. Okay, so I basically work my business on both. I love Facebook, but you guys, like Instagram is a game changer. And the sooner that you get really comfortable with just learning how to do Instagram, I'm 23, so I grew up on Instagram. Like I love Instagram already, but working your business is a little bit different. But some people coming into the business don't have an Instagram, or they are really scared of it, or it's like intimidating. You just have to like break down the walls of telling yourself that you can't do something and just learn it. Like that's literally how I've had to do, like learning how to use the app over. Like I had to stop telling myself, I suck at this, and just get over myself and like learn how to use it. So I use Facebook. Facebook is like my friends and family market. There are so many people on Facebook that I don't know. On my friends list, I have 5,000, but I started with literally just people from my hometown. I come from a really small hometown. There were like a lot of friends, a lot of family members, college, all the things. And I've eventually weeded out and then branched out to people that I don't know. Now, probably 75% of people that I don't know on Facebook, but Instagram has become like my new favorite thing. I found my last 10 distributors on there. I signed so many customers from Instagram, and it's just really utilizing the tools that they give you Instagram stories. That's literally where my business is. Like, if you go to my page, I'm not the best at posting every single day because, let's be real, I'm pregnant. I live at the beach, so it's hot as crap. Like, I don't want to go outside. I don't want to get ready. And I've kind of ran out of pictures to use at this point. And so my life is just busy. So I don't always have time to like post an actual picture on my feed. But the good thing about that is Instagram is literally 90% of your people see your stories over your feed. It's like a 10% of the people on that follow you see your actual feed. So I will post religiously every single morning. Everyone knows that follows me that I'm obsessed with my coffee, that I literally like our caramel pods are like my lifeline, and I'm super upset that they're like sold out right now. I have like 2 boxes, but I always post about it. When I buy new like I buy a new stockpile, I literally buy like 5 boxes at a time. I kid you not. I'm not kidding. I will post about it and I will tell everyone, you know, why I love it, what it does. I gained 70 pounds during my first pregnancy. So I lost all the weight with some of our products while I was nursing my daughter. And so just being a product of the product is how I've signed so many customers, and sharing that through Facebook and through Instagram. Like, Facebook is so different. So you just have to kind of figure out, you know, posting differently on each platform, but still be you. Like, it's great to copy and paste, like, I guess sometimes if you're brand new and you don't know what to post, but I really encourage you that if you are new to take the initiative to actually just try to post yourself, like figure it out for yourself, send it to your upline. If you don't really know, they will help you. And you know, just being you, showing people that you work this business and you are with your kids, or that you have another job, or that you're in school, or whatever the case is. Like, a lot of people think that, oh, well, my life isn't interesting, so I don't know what to post. So you just post product posts. No one cares, okay? No one cares about the product post. They're going to fall in love with you first. And that's like something that you have to like kind of know on Facebook. Like, you just have to show what you're doing, show how you work your business, how simple it is. It's so simple and so easy to make money with this. And we can do it from literally wherever. And so that's how I really work Facebook. Facebook, I do a lot of like printing my friends list. I go through my friends list every day. And then, you know, I'm just consistent with following up and building those relationships. I have giveaways on my Facebook page. Giveaways are, you know, they're good if you do. I feel like they're really good if you do a personal giveaway. Like this month I did a giveaway for 2 moms. I gave away a manicure and a pedicure to 2 different moms. All they had to do was post for me. And it ended up being 2 people from my hometown that won. So it's just like a small little victory. You know what I mean? Like, when someone from your personal page actually wins the giveaway versus doing like a team-wide giveaway, which we've done so many of those in the past, but making it more personal and seeing that someone from your page actually did win. So I've been doing giveaways on Facebook. And then for Instagram, I love what Ashley Blom said. I went to St. Louis in April, and I heard Ashley say, you know, it's great to use Instagram stories. It's great to use the slides that are made, but there comes a point in time where, one, let's be real, the slides get really pixelated and terrible, and everyone sees the same slides over and over and over again. It's like, okay, is this even real? Like, it becomes a point of repetition to where it's like, is this even real? Like, are they having their own results, or do they just have like these 5 to 10 people that they talk about all the time on their story? Like, where is theirs? So after hearing her say, create your own slides and stop relying on everyone else, I made my slides. I signed 3 distributors the day that I posted my slides of my story. And I was just like, wow, that's really eye-opening. The first time you do something, the first time, like, step out of your comfort zone and actually put something into action, the payoff, like, wow, why didn't I start this sooner? That's literally what I thought. Why didn't I start this sooner? And so now I'll get to a habit of twice a week, I'll make different slides, or I'll play with different apps. So the apps that I use are just, I'm sure everyone knows, but Over. And then there's a new app called Mojo that's a little bit more complicated, but I'm telling you guys, it is beautiful. Like, it is so beautiful. I love both of those. So if you haven't downloaded them, download them, play with them. And that's what I really do for Instagram. And let's see, sign in loyals. That's pretty much what I do for Instagram too. Like sign in loyals, just using my stories to show that I use the products. And I always like on Instagram add a poll. So I always add a poll on my stories at least once a day. I don't get too crazy with it, but I like to show like I'm pregnant. So I have a little bit more I feel like to talk about on my stories than I usually do because I'm pretty boring. But I will go live, or I will post about my coffee, then during the day post if I like bought a cute outfit off Amazon or a new dress or like whatever, something to my daughter, and then I'll post some before and afters. I'll talk about myself when I did gain so much weight, and then I did have my own before and afters before this pregnancy. I have my own stretch mark results. Like having your results are literally so amazing. And so what I have been doing to upsell, and I love that you said this, Mariah, because I was such a little chicken. I'm not even kidding. Like I was such a chicken in January when I was pushing for double. I had like 2,500 or 3,000 or something in volume. And I was like, where is this volume going to come from? Like, I have no idea. I had signed 60 customers, I think, but they were all like 30 GB. Okay, like what the heck? What the heck? Okay, so I had talked to Audrey, a girl named Audrey Province, and she was like, why are you so scared to ask someone? Why are you so scared? Like, and at conference, they even talked about it. Like, you are the person that they trust the most. If someone's coming to you, they want your help. They don't really like, if you say, well, what's your budget? You're already cutting them short. Like you're already saying, okay, well, how much do you think that you could spend? Instead of putting the idea in their head, like you need these products. So after hearing that at conference, I was like, no more asking budget. They'll tell me if it's too expensive. We can knock it down product by product until we get into the price range that they want. You don't ever want to start low and then try to go high. People want like the best deal. So I stopped asking budget, and then I send these 2 different messages that every conversation is different. So don't really take like these services, oh, I have to send this. Like this is just what I pick and pull from. But so from the first one, and I put them in the chat, but the first one, or just one of them actually, it's just basically like if I have someone that's coming in on a hosted post and they want to lose weight, I'll message them. I used to send like this little script about TFX, but instead of doing that, sometimes I go back and forth, I switch up, but sometimes I'll say, hey, what's your weight loss goal? And they'll tell me. If it's 15 plus pounds, this is the message that I send to them. I've been playing around with the wording too, though. So sometimes instead of telling them, you know, pricing or whatever, I'll say, usually it's, whatever it is for retail, but right now you did it for this, and it's the loyal customer pricing. So if it's something that's like usually $400 in retail, it's going to be like $150 or $180 as a loyal customer. They're going to be like, what the heck? That's a lot of money difference. You know what I mean? It's just it's not lying. It's just, it is what it is. And it shows them like, wow, that's a huge jump. And so just stop being scared of asking, because I was so freaking scared. And the very first time I sent an upsell message, and it was the message, it was the second message I think I sent you, or the first message, Mariah. I don't know if you got it, but this first time I ever used an upsell message, I used this message. I think Mariah's going to put it in the chat. And the girl said yes. And so my order, like my volume amount went from 30 to 91 GV just because you asked a question. You just have to ask. Like people will tell you no. And so the second message I used, if I need to send it to you again, I can, or I'll put it in the chat in a second. But it just basically says you go through like what is TFX, and then at the end you just say, oh, it would be really good for you to do these 3 products. It's a one-time order, so it would only be for the first month unless they love it, and then they want to continue it for month 2 and 3. And then you show them the pricing difference. Another way that I've been doing it is at the end, I won't even mention, like, let's say they want the coffee. I will just say, okay, here's the price for it. Or like, let's say TFX, here's the price for it. And I'll go through, sign them up, and I will take a screenshot of the little thing that comes up with their name. Oh my gosh, Mariah, you got this one-time offer. It literally expires in 20 minutes. do you want to do it? It's $49. Usually it's $75. What the heck? Like, you just got a one-time special offer. And they're like, what? Yeah, like, let me throw it on. Let me do it. And so just things like that, like being excited for them will literally seal the deal every time. I mean, there are some times where it won't, but like most of the time, 95% of the time, you got it in the bag. If you are confident and you are like introducing the idea to them first without having to say, like, let me pull all the money out of you. Like, that's when it gets really, really difficult. But yeah, that's all I got for upselling. Someone asked a question.
Yes, I was going to say, there was one good question that I saw in there, but do you message on Instagram for like product testers?
Oh, that's a good. Okay, so I haven't been messaging as much as usual, I guess, for Instagram product testers. I do more of distributors on Instagram. I like to send out a lot of messages for distributors because that's where I was found. That's where I found a lot of my like runners on Instagram. So I kind of just use my stories and my polls, and like I let people come to me for the most part. Sometimes I do, but I have my polls, or I have my stories archived on Instagram. So every poll, like from a year ago, I can go back to those and I will just go through and say, hey, we have a new deal. You know, I knew that you voted on this poll. Are you interested in bringing it up that way?
Awesome. Thank you so much. That was awesome. That made me think of one upsell I had heard I wanted to share with you guys. I don't remember whose Zoom I was on, but she was saying that she does all of her host-to-host almost for hair, skin, and nails, which blew my mind because how do you upsell hair, skin, and nails? Like, oh, let's get collagen for like $1 million. Like, that's just a hard one to upsell. But so she does it for hair, skin, and nails. And then after they send their information, she's like, oh my gosh, I just have to let you know, you just unlocked my entire store for 40 to 70% off. Do you have any other weight loss goals or something? Almost always they have another goal. So then she's like, okay, so do you have this, get some information. She's like, okay, let me go talk to my corporate, talk to people and see how low I can get this for you. She sets a timer for 2 minutes. Then she messaged them the wholesale cost. That is just crazy to me. I absolutely love that idea. I think it's amazing. So now we're going to pass it on to Chyann. You can unmute yourself. There we go.
Can y'all hear me? Perfect. Okay. So, hi you guys. For those of y'all who don't know me, my name's Chyann Nickison. I'm a triple diamond with this company. Keto is actually asleep. I have a cat named Keto because, you know, keto coffee, duh. And, but yeah, so I joined this business a year and a half ago last month. So I guess for a year, 7 months now. I joined as a broke college student. I needed extra money. And then a year and a half later, we're here at Triple Diamond. I'm literally so excited, but, sorry, I'm on my iPad and like people keep texting me and I'm like, I'm such an ADD guy. I cannot do this. Okay, so I primarily work Instagram and Facebook. When I first joined, I was like strictly Facebook because like I didn't want to like ruin my Instagram image and like I went through that whole thing. But then I was like, okay, I'm trying to get rich. I have to get over myself. So that's when I started really working Instagram. But for Facebook, I pretty much work them the exact same way. Like I post my once a day life post about the business on Facebook and Instagram. I do treat Facebook more like Twitter, I guess. If you're like in this like generation, Twitter is like where you go and like you just like talk about everything. You basically talking to yourself. And that's what I do on Facebook. Like on Facebook is where I'm like, oh my gosh, I made like the best dinner tonight. Oh my gosh, how do you guys feel about a Roomba? Like things like that. Like interaction posts is where I go to Facebook. And then I also do like anything that I do post on my Facebook that is more of like an interaction post. Like I only say the Roomba one because I ended up getting like 50 comments on it and I didn't know it was going to blow up like that. I put them on my Instagram story and I do like a little question box to like boost my my algorithm on Instagram. And then I guess like on Instagram, the majority of things I'm posting is about the business, and my stories are where I do for like what I do for products. For like the 3-day time span, I'll do like a set of products. So like right now I'm in my 3 days of like the triple threat, which is like keto, coffee, greens, and cleanse, or TFX, but I just do like triple threat. And then like the next 3 days, I'll just do solely cleanse. The next 3 days is just skincare. Then the next 3 days is HSN. Cause I really felt like after I started doing it like that, it was like catching more people's attention because they were seeing it constantly for 3 days versus just like cleanse, skincare, weight loss. It's just like too bouncy everywhere. And that might just be me with like my ADD heart, just like following something like a little bit more like scheduled, just like worked for me. And it seems to work with my followers as well. Cause with that, I don't have to message as much. I was the person that I would reach out, message 100 to 200 people a day. And I love that. It worked for me and it works for girls on my team. I just simply don't have to do that anymore now that I'm working it this way, because I'm allowing them to I'm giving them the time to reach out to me. And I'm really big on like growing my Instagram right now. So I'm following anywhere from 400 to 500 people a day, like intentionally following. So I just don't have the extra time to send out 200 messages, but I'm also getting those like really close-knit followers back that they reach out to me. So it's kind of like I'm just like doing the work, or like it's doing the work for me essentially. Also, sorry. And then like for Facebook, I will occasionally do like the little product posts, like I'm starting my 2-day detox tomorrow. Who wants to jumpstart it with me? Like things like that, or like, oh my gosh, look at Becky's TFX results, like things like that. And that will definitely get like interaction as well. And someone in the chat, how do you find so many quality people to follow every day? It's really just being intentional about it. I look at every single person's profile before I follow them to make sure that if we have like similar goals, like I have a cat, I love Dr. Pepper, and I have a boyfriend. That's basically sums up my life. So like I'll follow people like that do hashtag cat mom in their pictures, hashtag Dr. Pepper, or like now like I'm finding a lot of people that literally have like Facebook, oh my goodness, Dr. Pepper addict in their bio, because that's what it's in my bio. So I'm following them and I'm like, hey, love your bio. And it's like automatically making that like personal connection with them. Or like, for example, the other day, some girl had like Pepsi addict and she messaged me and she goes, LOL, hate Dr. Pepper, but I still like your vibe, or something like that. And it was just funny. So it's like things like that. And I'm also like, I think I'm funny. A lot of people don't think I'm funny, but I think I'm funny. So it's like things like that. I just try to put a smile on people's faces. And, but yeah, like Laiken said, there's this statistic that shows like 5 to 7 times. The same thing as a follow-up. I'm just using my stories as my follow-up. And I will do like the occasional product post on Instagram that's just like at 10 o'clock at night, and I'm like, oh my God, look at my rap results, like things like that. Cause I feel like at night I'll say like text rap to my phone number, and I'll wake up with like 10 text messages. And that's such a good way to start the day one, but that's been really working for me. And I pretty much do that during like full on promotion months. So like I promoted to triple in March, and like I've archived all of these posts so you can't find them. But like every night I was like on my Instagram, just like, look at my cleanse, look at my HSN, which also they're my results. So I can't remember which one of you guys said that, but someone said personal results. That matters. Like I can definitely tell you that using someone else's Fat Fighter results versus their $25 weight loss and my $36 weight loss, the $36 got more because that was from me. That wasn't from someone down the road. That was like my results that they can literally see my face in the corporate approved before and after pictures. So it just like matters. And I feel like it like really works for me. And then, I guess my tips for LCs, like as a whole, we're all talking about upselling. I was that person. My first month, I signed 54 customers. Every single one of them was fat fighters. Every single 54 LC was a fat fighter. Imagine if they would have gotten, I don't even have TFX back then, oh my gosh, like cleanse or the old thermo fight, you know, like I would have probably gone Ruby my first month, but like, no, like I was sold on fat fighters because my mom bought them, she loved them, and I was like, everyone needs fat fighters. And I seriously, every single post, $25 weight loss challenge, oh my gosh. But like now, like the month that I went diamond, I knew I couldn't do that anymore. Like it worked getting me all the way up to emerald, but like I had to do something to go diamond. And that was just like getting over myself. And like, you were literally doing a disservice to your business by not giving these people more products. Like I think about it for myself. Like if I just would have lived on fat fighters for the rest of my life, I wouldn't have lost 30 pounds from keto, coffee, and chocolate greens. Like, I wouldn't have that summer body made in December because of those 2 products. And then now TFX is seriously just changing the game. But it's like you're just like doing a disservice by not offering more, and like by helping these people, because like they are trusting you to give them those results. And like, I love my fat fighters, but they are not going to help me lose 40 pounds. Like, you know what I mean? So it's just like, you need to like, instead, because I guess I used to think about it as like, I just need a sale. And it's like, no, you need to help these people. Like, that's what we're here to do, is like help these people like change their life. And like, fat fighters can only do so much. So, and I also like what Mariah said about the HSN. That's genius. I've never thought about that. Like, I love HSN, but like, I do HSN and collagen. Like, that's my little like bundle of hair growth products. But one thing I did tell myself going triple was triple thread or die. And I was like, oh my gosh, this girl said she wants skincare. Toner, you know, like you only think of like one product. And I was like, I need triple threats. So I spent maybe 15-20 minutes making triple threats for someone with dry skin, someone with oily skin, acne prone, for stress relief. Like, I do keto energy, greens, and confianza for stress relief now. So it's just like, I made like so many different little triple threat packages for each category that like we send out whenever we're messaging. So it's like, you always have a triple threat. And then like, just like Laiken was saying, like, you don't want to start off with fat fighters and then try to go up to something higher. Like, you want to start off with the biggest thing possible and break it down. And I feel like that's like the easiest thing to do, because you can start big and go to small, but you cannot start off with a $25 product and try to get them to spend $150. It just won't work that way. But it's so much easier to flip it around backwards. And I guess like my last tip, I'm really not a host to post person. Host to post work so well for my team. They're just not my jam. And I think it's just because, I mean, like, I don't know, like, I've tried so many different posts and pictures on stories and different ideas, and they're not my thing. They helped me pull in 3,000 volume to go double, but literally that was only on the 25th. And since September 25th, I have not been able to do a host post to save my freaking life. So if y'all have any tips, please help me, because I can't do them, but they work for other people. And if they work for you, roll with them. But like I said, like, what works for me is posting on my story and like messaging. So I feel like just like really doing whatever works for you is what's going to help you in like the long run. And my last thing is just know volume is big enough if your dreams are bigger. Pushing for double, I didn't really have, like, I'll explain this in a second, but I got down to 2,200 volume from double on September 24th, and I woke up the next morning and I was 4,000 away. Within the night, 1,800 GV did not run on my freaking e-suite, and I was so upset. And I could have let that defeat me. I could have let that, like, I could have missed out on that promotion, missed out on that bonus. I cried for about 10 minutes, called my enroller, who's Chyann Nickison, and she literally was like, are you going to promote? Or are you going to sit here and cry like a little baby? And I was like, okay, I'm going to go promote. And that's kind of what we did. But yeah, and so, yeah, exactly, Laiken. Like, Shay's my girl, man. I freaking love her. But and then like for triple, like, God blessed me in the month I went triple, and I was actually like 500 BB closer on the 25th. So we had like no card declines, extra orders ran. So God came to us going triple. But it's just like, you always hear these stories of like, exactly, you need 5K to go diamond, but like, what is that bonus going to do for you? What is that $2,000 monthly average going to do for you? And like, that is so much bigger than 5,000 volume. Like, you can do that in your sleep. Like, get off here and go and roll triple threats, and then 5,000 volume is literally going to come like that. And that's how I always look at it. It's like, instead of looking at it like you need 100 cleanses, well, no, you just need like 15 triple threats. That's just 15 people that want to lose 20, 30 pounds. You know what I mean? So I love that. And yeah, if y'all have any other questions, comment in the chat and I will try to go through and answer them. But that's all I have for you guys tonight.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, whoever was Keisha, 5,000 girl, you got this. Diamond was by far hardest promotion I had. I promoted Diamond in January at conference. I was the entire first day of conference. I had a huddle pass, so I was like on the floor on my phone the whole time. I don't even remember it. I was so zoned in. 4 days before the end of the month, I still needed like 4,000 in volume. I mean, was the only one working on my team, and my upline was like, look, get your head out of your butt and just do it. Like, I don't know why you're whining and crying and giving up. Just do it. And I was like, okay. So you got this, girl. And I did want to ask you, Chyann, real quick. How does using your phone number and having people text you work versus like having them comment or message?
So for me, like, I just think about it like as myself. If I wanted to lose weight, I wouldn't tell anyone that I wanted to lose weight or like something like that. So it's like, I feel like, and I also have like Google Forms and like a link in my bio. Those really help as well. And like, it's like partner with me, weight loss, or I don't remember the actual names of them, but it's basically our main product categories, and it's just in a Google form. But I feel like with just like texting me, it's just like, hey, this is like so-and-so from Instagram, like I'm interested in losing weight. Or if it's just like TFX, I'll just have numbers that just say TFX. So I know that they want to lose weight. And I just feel like I don't know, because like I just look at it, like I said, I just look at it for myself, and like I wouldn't let the whole Instagram world know that I wanted to lose weight, but I would reach out to that specific person and tell her. And I feel like also, I guess, I don't know, but I guess it feels like more secured versus like, I don't know, on Instagram. That's just how my mind works. And I know this is like a big thing for some people. I've never had like creepy people message me. I've never just had like random numbers, like, I don't know. I've never had any of that, because I know one of my girls was just like, I don't know, like putting my phone number. I'm like, if you're not comfortable with it, like don't do it. Like go download like those like text me now apps and just use like a fake phone number if you need to. But like I've never had any issues with it, just because I don't know. But like, I don't know if that makes sense, but I just know some people are just like, I'm not putting my number on Instagram. And it's like, okay, like you do you, boo, but like that's just what's working for me. So
I love that. That's a really good point. I can see why people would feel more comfortable. And okay, so we're going to throw it over to our last speaker. Super excited. Jocelyn, if you want to unmute yourself.
Yeah, so Taylor's a little grumpy, so you might hear her in the background playing. But I'm going to kind of piggyback on what Chyann was saying. And I have my phone because I took some notes before, because it's funny because before this started, I was like, all right, I'm going to talk about this, I'm going to talk about that, I'm going to talk about this, and then you guys said it all, so I was like, all right, I've got to think of some new tips. Don't you love that? Okay, so piggybacking on what Chyann said, go big or go home. Don't just focus on loyal customers. I will never forget one time when I was talking with Stephanie Dunn, number one in corner, right? Talking about like, Stephanie, like, I need more volume. Like, what do I, like, like really pushing for a promotion. What, she's been in for so long. So I was like, what do you do to bring in the most volume? And she says, I sign up distributors. And I was like, wait a minute. And she says, how long is it going to take you to sign up 40 customers versus signing up 10 distributors and teaching them to sign up their 4 customers? And I kind of had that like aha moment, like, holy cow, I'm going to get more volume in the long run. They're going to be running their auto shipments also. I'm going to be getting fast start bonuses and cabs. My team's going to be growing quicker. If they get distributors, that's even more customers. So if you want to know the fastest way to grow volume, it's distributors. And so it's crazy because pushing my 2.0 is pushing for triple right now. And I'm further away in volume than I was last month. And I'm like, okay, it's because we need more distributors. We can sign up all that volume in BV with customers, but if we don't get more distributors, then we're always going to have to replace those customers. So that's my first tip, is go even bigger than that. I recently listened to a book. I can't remember exactly what it's called. I think my girl Marie's on here and she can tell you, but I think it's called Rock Your Network Marketing Business. The lady that wrote it is a #1 income earner in her company, like makes 6 figures a month. And she says that the secret to really making the most in this industry is focusing from pushing products to power prospecting. And so she then talked about how it's very important, and what that means is that anytime you're adding people that you would want to work with, people that you would want on your team. And then she says, instead of just reaching out to people about the products, reach out to them about the business first, because it is so much easier to downplay, go big or go home. Like as an example, how hard is it to upsell if you message somebody about the Fat Fighters and then say, oh, you don't have $25? What about the triple threat? No. Or, oh, you don't have $94 or however much your triple threat is? What about $100 to join the business? You know, it's harder. But if you start with the business and they say like, oh no, thanks, like that's not my jam, like, hey, no problem. Would you by chance be interested in being a product model for me then? How simple is that, right? So that's something that I have recently been switching over to do, because I used to message for product models, and it has been awesome. So the next tip I have for you guys, and I know that was like not exactly loyal customer focus that you want, but it's going to help bring in more volume, and it's going to help grow your team quicker, and it's going to help bring more income to you faster. Second tip is follow up with your potential distributors about trying the products first. A lot of the times when I talk to people, one of the things that holds them back from getting started is because they don't have a testimony of the products. They've never tried it before, and they're like, I don't know if I can sell something if I don't know that it works, or if it's not something that I'm passionate about. So when I do follow-ups, a lot of the times what I'll do is I'll say, hey, I'm so sorry I didn't mention this to you earlier, but why don't we just go ahead and get you set up as a customer to try a couple products, and then you can see the products work firsthand and then do the business once you know they work. And by reaching out to them that way, you know they're going to fall in love with the products, and then it's literally just a matter of you following up with your customers and getting them on as distributors once they've done their 3 months. Okay, so that's my next tip. My third one is rapport. It's all about building rapport with people. People join people that they know, like, and trust. So posting consistently your life, and I know Mariah talks about this all the time, like people aren't going to buy from you if they don't see you in your store. And so posting and letting people get to know you and being vulnerable in your posts, whether it's about weight loss or your hair or whatever, is going to be what appeals to people. And then also with that, I heard a really good quote from the personal development. I don't remember what I listened to today. It was something from Tom Big Al Schreiner, but he said there's a reason why we have 2 ears and 1 mouth, because we need to listen twice as much as we talk, which means that if you really want to build a rapport and get people to like you and trust you, you need to listen to them more than you talk to them, which means we really need to focus on building those connections with our potential customers and distributors. So that's making sure that you're interacting on people's pages. You know, I always tell my team, if you're complimenting other people on your feed on Facebook or Instagram and they don't know who you are, they're okay, Jocelyn is being you know, like, who's this Jocelyn? Like, she's super nice. I love what she's saying. Like that she likes my daughter, but who is she? They're going to go to your profile and they're going to look through it. So I think that's something that's really big. My next tip for you is use your own photos, your own stories, and be vulnerable. Like one of you guys mentioned, I can't remember which one of you now at this point, but mentioned, like, let's say as an example, somebody on Instagram that's following you is following 3 other distributors. What if you all posted the exact same slides on your stories about the Thermofite X? By the time they get to the 2nd or 3rd person, they're going to be like, what the heck? And they're going to unfollow people. So it's really important to make sure that you're posting your own content. Not saying that you have to be like super creative to make your own stuff. You can even screenshot the stories, keep the pictures that they use or whatever, and then just make your own little wording or whatever, just so that it's clear, people can read it, it's different from everybody else's. You know, it's about being unique and standing out to people, because if you don't stand out, they're not going to notice. Anyways, using your own photos, I think that's something that's been really big for me. And I've noticed, like, when I post like a generic Pinterest picture of like coffee, or a generic picture of somebody else's fitness goals or whatever from Pinterest, I never get the interaction or the feedback that I want from that. Then if I post my own pictures, even if I'm not at my goal weight or feel like I'm super bloated or whatever, I've noticed that when I am vulnerable and just post me or post, babies are easy, have a baby and you'll always have something to post pictures of, but or you can post pictures of Keto the cat. But anyways, I think really using your own photos has helped me so much when it comes to customers. Focus on weight loss, not a $25 product. What I've noticed is that a lot of my girls that struggle with upselling or that struggle with signing up bigger customers, it's because you're posting about fat fighters, you're posting about hair, skin, nails. It's really hard to upsell when you only post about those things. But if you're posting generic about who wants longer hair, who wants better skin, who wants to boost their immune system and have more energy, who wants to lose weight, it's going to be so much easier to upsell because we have several products that you can tie into that. Or just like she was talking about earlier, who wants more energy and less stress. What you post is what you get. If you don't post, you don't get. And then my last tip for you, and this is something that I stole from one of my best friends, Christy. She's a top 10 earner, which we all want to be top 10, right? So what she does is, instead of cold messaging people, which if you don't cold message, that's fine too, but instead of just messaging people, or I just say cold message just because that's what I call it, but instead of like just flat out messaging, like whatever script you guys use, voice message it instead. And I'm someone, I message for product models, but obviously now I'm messaging just for the business. But instead of sending a script, voice message it. Like it can be the script, like you can literally read what it says, put their name in it. But if you send it in a voice message, they're going to know like, okay, she didn't just copy and paste that. Like she's sending this to me and she's genuinely interested in like talking to me about this. And so, and once you send the first voice message, you don't have to send voice messages every single time. But when you do that first one, they know you're real, and that builds rapport immediately. So that's something that I've been doing that has been huge. And I've had a lot more people interested just from implementing that alone. Excuse me, which sometimes can be hard because you have all the noise in the background, but then somebody's going to watch that and they're going to hear that and they're going to be like, okay, she's doing this while her husband's playing with the baby in the background. Like I can totally do this business. So I don't think there was any questions in the chat, but those were the tips that I had for you guys. I think the biggest thing is it's all about the conversations that you're having. If you're not getting the volume that you need for your promotions or the distributors or the customers that you need, at the end of the day, you're not having enough conversations with people. So if you're not getting the results, the question that you need to ask yourself at the end of the day is, how many new conversations did I start today? And if you're not getting the results, you just need to have more conversations.
Awesome. I love it. Thank you so much. I love what she said about using distributors to bring in volume. Guys, duplication is the key to everything. We just moved in, so I was filling in my board. I have a board beside me too that tracks like all my enrollments. And it was just kind of crazy because in February of this month, I went diamond in January, and then I went double diamond in March. In February, I signed 41 distributors. My check was $4,000 in February. Now, the next month, as a team, those 41 distributors helped go presidential, I wish, helped promote double, and we doubled that check. And it wasn't because of all the customers, because I signed less customers the month I promoted than the month before. But because I brought in such a mass amount of distributors and then taught them how to get their shopping spree, that's 41 distributors bringing in 4 customers each at least. That's where the volume comes in. That is an amazing point. I absolutely loved it. I think Laiken wants to share one more quick thing.
Oh yeah, so Jocelyn kind of like jogged my memory, and this is something that our team did like crazy last month. I mean, we were pushing for prize last month. We fell like 17,000 short, which is no big deal. You know, it'll happen when it's supposed to happen, maybe this month, maybe next. But when we were pushing so hard for our promotion, so if you guys are on here and you're pushing for a promotion, then kind of like dial in really quickly, because it's so good to sign distributors. Yes, sign distributors. I love that. I never even have ever considered like, well, I guess I have, but not really really thought about, oh, sign distributors, more volume than just signing customers. But when you have customers already in the system, let's say you're pushing for emerald or diamond, or you know, whatever the promotion is, if you have customers already in the system, we have this amazing app called Connect. I don't know if any of you use it, but it's so freaking amazing. It's a huge game changer for your business. And my team alone brought in like between 5,000 to 7,000 GV in a week. Okay. And that sounds absurd, but it's, I mean, maybe even more than that. I just know that I tracked it 5,000 to 7,000 in API orders, which is current loyal customer orders, not new loyal customers, not anything new coming from the business, just current people already in our downlines who ordered because we messaged them on Connect. We say, hey, you know, I'm going for X promotion. This is what it's going to do for me. For me, my message looks a little bit like, hey, I know that you really love these few products. I am going for a huge promotion before our daughter's here in September. It's going to really change our life. Would you be interested in placing a small order? And you know, if they have perk points, you can throw in how much they could get off of a pack or something like that. Like really just being intentional with your messages that you're sending on Connect, but utilizing Connect for the perk points and to upsell them or to get them to order again. Sometimes you can offer, you know, you can do whatever really. Sometimes we throw people in if they are current loyals and they do place a second order, we throw them in to get, you know, a gift card or something, just something to help and support our business. But most of the time they'll do it if you just ask them. So just going back to don't be scared. If you get over the being scared hump of upselling, you can message your current loyals and say, hey, will you support me? Or, hey, your 3 months is about to run up. Your perk points are going to expire. Like, do you want to try this pack or whatever? So being really smart about that, you can bring in so much volume. I'm not even kidding you guys. Volume was like down this month at this time because last month we had so many current loyals place orders. It's just such an easy thing to do. Sometimes we get focused on bringing in the new and we forget about what's there, what's right there in front of us. And recently, since January, since going double, I've been really focused on that. That's something I focused on so heavily for triple, and that really helped us go triple on the 25th. Like I promoted to triple on the 25th, had the rest of the month to just kind of like help my team and be there. And it was like such a weight off, just literally using the tools that you have right there. So I just wanted to throw that in there before I forgot.
Awesome. I love it. I saw one more question I'm going to answer really quick from the chat talking about perk points. If you guys are not utilizing perk points, you're missing out. There's so much opportunity there. So I'm going to I remuted myself. This I sent to a specific person, but this is a script I typically use in a form for I muted myself again. Lord Jesus, help. All right, there we go. It's in there for real this time. But it's so important. Guys, this is like a coupon. And if you approach it as a coupon, that gets a better reaction in my opinion. So I typically will tell people, hey, I just loaded a $10 coupon onto your account, but you've got to use it before the end of the month. Do you want to try X, Y, and Z? Something that they may have already been interested in, or if they haven't ordered in a while, be like, hey, you have perk point, or you have $10 that are going to expire on this date. Can we let's place an order right now? Adding the sense of urgency really helps. But yeah, thank you guys, everyone who got on here and shared. I love you all. I'm so excited for this. I will be sending all of them the recording. You can also find it on my YouTube page. But thank you guys all so much.